Welcome to Beverages with Brad. This is my guest, artist and filmmaker Jason Mayoh, not to be confused with comedian and podcast host Jay Mayoh. What are the odds? Two guests, same name.
Meet this guy. Is he last name with an H? That's the difference, I think.
We have a lot to discuss, but I think the first order of business is whether or not clam chowder is considered a beverage.
I think tonight it is.
You're an artist first, right?
Correct. Yeah, I've been drawing since I was a little kid. I used to copy the Mad magazine, stuff like that. I was big into like the Tales from the Crypt too.
You're a big horror guy.
Big
I've
horror
noticed
guy.
That. And what?
I went to Rhode Island College.
Right, I went there too. That's why we're both so successful.
Yeah, I didn't know you. I didn't see you there. I went for art. They don't have a comic program, so I took painting. But I was also interested in film.
How do you go from being a fine arts student at Rhode Island College to working directly with Ben Affleck on The Town? I think most people go right from fine arts at Rhode Island College to Walmart, stocking shelves third shift.
It's tough, you know. When I was at Rick and I was at PBS, I heard that Disney was coming to town. Hey, we've got Disney coming to film Underdog. So as soon as I graduated, I was fortunate enough to get a gig as a production assistant. And at the time, I was always trying to promote my artwork, whatever it was, you know. And I did notice on Underdog they had storyboards. I was like, oh man, I'd love to be able to do that.
Now, when you did notice that, had you had any experience with at least trying storyboarding or no?
Not really, no. I just had sort of single panel Mad magazine style illustrations. 27 dresses. I did the art coordinating, which I still do. That was my first. So, yeah, you know, I got to do a little bit of graphics. I saw some storyboards on that.
Give a very brief description of what an art coordinator does.
Be finding props or set decorating. It could be doing graphics.
Okay.
And tracking the money, which is a big job. I know if these guys only knew that I failed math in high school. After that, I was like, I'm going to take some time off and try to do a whole comic. And that was when I did the first incarnation of the Tales from Rocky Point.
Right, which we're here to promote today. Jason's new film, Tales of Rocky Point. Yeah, the film began as a comic book. That was your first comic book.
That was, yeah. I had someone that I had worked with had seen the comic and recommended me to do storyboards. And so I storyboarded a few different films around here. I did Hachi, the dog movie. I did storyboards for that. Richard Gere, Woonsocket. Then I did Ghost of Girlfriend's Past. There might have been a few other ones in between, but the big one, yeah, was The Town. I was a storyboard artist for The Town. I went and met with the producers, showed them my stuff, and they're like, all right, well, our director's going to... At the time, I didn't know that Affleck was the director.
Yeah.
They kind of kept that hush-hush.
I got to become a storyboard artist. That's my problem.
I was the guy that answered the calls, you know?
This comedy thing's not working out. I got to do storyboard art.
You know, you got to be able to doodle fast. That's about it.
I can doodle my ass off.
And I found out like a few days before it was Affleck. And so I met with him, showed him my Rocky Point book. He loved it, you know. So from there, it was like, all right, you got to be here every day. You know, it's going to be tough. It's 3 months. You know, I really want to storyboard the whole thing.
And you said, dude, you're Ben Affleck asking me to do like a major motion picture. You're worried I'm not going to show up? I got nothing better to do. I went to Rhode Island College. I hang out with Brad Pierce eating clam chowder. Believe me, my schedule's wide open.
Yeah, basically I was like, I'll be there. Don't worry about it.
What made you decide to turn the first comic book, Tales of Rocky Point, into a film?
Well, and I started researching some of these other urban legends, because for people that don't know, it's basically about all the urban legends around the park. Along the way, started collecting footage as well. I probably wanted to do a film back then, but didn't have the means. So the means for me telling a story was always through pictures.
And you just finished the Vinnie Paz movie, Bleed, for this. You just worked on that.
That was a few months ago. Yeah, that movie's coming out in November, so hopefully I'll get invited to the premiere. I think that one's going to be really good. I did the storyboards for the accident scene, which in the preview it looks pretty cool. There's a nice aerial of the car crash.
I did see that preview. I did see that. Give me a couple goals right now you get for yourself.
You know, if I could continue to do what I'm doing, whether it's making comic books, making movies, that would be awesome. You know, I don't necessarily want to move anywhere. I like Rhode Island. I got a family now, a home, a mortgage.
Tales of Rocky Point. It's gonna be showed two more dates. Started as a comic, now it's a big success. It's crushing audiences all over Rhode Island. I'm in it, so what could be better than that?
You know, check out the Tales of Rocky Point Park website. There'll be a DVD if you're interested in that.
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
What else? You can get the comic book at Time Capsule.
Yep, Time Capsule.
Go to Time Capsule, pick up a comic book. And That's it, right?
If you're interested in horror movies, Creepshow 2 on DVD. It's got a little comic